You have to hand it to Alfa Romeo. It certainly knows how to design cars that are easy on the eye. Whether it be a hatchback, saloon, estate or coupe, the company's recent products have invariably been beautiful. But sadly, they haven't always had the substance to go with the style. So how does the Alfa GT stack up? One thing you can usually be certain of with an Alfa is that it will have a great engine. They sound wonderful, rev willingly, produce plenty of power, and these days you don't have to work them quite so hard to get the best out of them. In line with current trends, the GT has a turbo diesel option that's well worth investigating for more than its economy. While people who prefer petrol are catered for by a 2-litre and a 3.2 V6. Eventually there'll also be a 1.8. They all suit the car well, and the 2-litre gives you the option of Formula 1 style paddle shift gear changing. If only the rest of the drive was as well sorted. The GT uses the latest incarnation of the chassis first seen on the 156 saloon. And although it's been honed into something more composed, you don't get the balanced ride and handling found in the BMW 3 Series Coupe. As coupes go, the GT is quite a practical proposition. It has just about enough space to qualify as a 4-seater, and the luggage capacity supports the grand touring pretensions. There isn't space for a Louis Vuitton trunk, and the boot opening isn't wide enough to squeeze one in anyway. But all things considered, it's better than many coupes. And you can forget the clichés about Italian driving positions being suitable only for gorillas. The GT has a fully adjustable wheel and seat, supportive front seats and simple controls in a smart dash, although some of the buttons are on the small side. The worst bit is awful rear visibility that makes manoeuvring particularly hazardous. It will cost you an extra £700 to get a GT instead of a top-spec 156 saloon, and discounts are unlikely to be as large because the coupe is less common. However, the good news is that depreciation will be lower, although still worse than its German competition. The diesel and V6 engines are comparatively thirsty, and insurance and servicing bills will be big. But you don't have to spend much on extras. Alloy wheels, climate control, traction control and curtain airbags are all standard. And the car seems to be well made from quality materials, although questions about Alfa reliability have not yet been fully answered. We can understand how anyone would be seduced by the Alfa. It looks great, is something of a bargain against its most popular rivals, and is surprisingly practical for a coupe. But it's not as satisfying to drive, and it will be more expensive to own and run. You need to bear that in mind before falling for its charms.